So let me explain that, like, if you're like, man, I want to do better on this. Next Friday is the end of the 9 weeks. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Right? I don't know if you realize this, but next Friday, end of 9 weeks. Okay? If you want to come up to me and say, hey, Bernworth, I think I could do better. Okay? During an SRT, we could do this test again. Okay? We could do it. We could figure it out. Okay? And we could go from there. Tony, you still need to take it, though. Okay? So you need to do that before next Friday. So we could, I want to talk to you about a couple of, do you have a study hall, Tony?
No.
No study hall. You have an Apex class, though, but that's okay. We could do.
I'll do. I think that's tomorrow.
Okay, man. This period.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, we can figure that out. I don't know if it's going to work entirely during this period. Okay, and Peyton needs to also take it too. And where's is he on the right? He is not in He's not here. Man, that kid.
He's going places, you know that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's in a car.
All right, I think he was getting maybe his cast off today. All right. So, but you are more than welcome, okay, to definitely take that again. Okay, so that goes for, well, unless you got it perfect, you know. I mean, if you want to take it again, but okay, if you got any score, you got a 2, okay, I'd be more than happy to take it again. You got a 23, you want to get perfect, fine, okay, you.
Can you make mine with?
I know, I wish I could. Some people.
So I can take offense, can I get extra credit?
There you go. Nah, I don't roll that way, but that would be cool.
I mean, yeah.
Stop drinking static.
I mean, that's even more
Right. Okay. All right, guys. So here's what I want to also do today, and I think I'm going to tell you a little bit about the e-learning real quickly. So we do not have class on Friday again, okay? And so I'm not going to push that out until Friday, okay? But I made it super easy, okay? All you're going to do is you're literally going to watch a video that we were going to watch in class, okay? And we are going to do a Nearpod. You're just going to answer a few questions on that. It should not take you more than like 15 minutes, right? Okay. Oh yeah, well, it shouldn't, but it could. There you go. All right, so that is what is happening. So no school on Friday, Isaac.
When are we going to get the fruit flies?
Fruit flies, that's not going to be till probably December. Yeah, but they're growing, man. They're breeding like crazy. Sure. Okay. You know, you can feel it in the sink. It's the same water as the ones in the thing. It might actually be a little colder if you want to try it. Yeah.
My mom
Okay.
questioned it,
Yeah, those same water.
Same water.
Same water. Just let me know if it's as cold as it is in the. I think it might actually be colder, but you tell me. You be the judge. All right. I need everybody to open up their Chromebook real quickly. And I need you to go to the thing that says for Wednesday. Okay? For Wednesday. Everybody open this up. You too, Kay? Okay. What's that?
I texted mom. I said,
Who's eating fish?
Yeah, wait a minute. You want to make some like
Oh,
fried
yeah.
fish?
all I
Fish
said
fry.
to my mom was, he said he'll take the fish, and then she's like, who's eating the fish?
So when we get done growing the fish, we're gonna have a fish fry.
I'm with you.
They put the-
Okay, good. Then was she happy?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. We should all make a prediction about whether or not the fish will live very long. I think the other fish will eat them, but we'll see what happens.
I'll give you another
A little
fish.
different.
Yeah, that's actually
I
colder.
don't like that.
Well, there you go.
Maybe they'll all be spread.
I am the judge, and that is actually a lot colder.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Fantastic. All right.
Typical phrase.
So I want to talk. Don't do anything with this yet, okay? But we're gonna. kind of do this a little bit together. All right, so we've been talking about cycles, right? And so we talked about the water cycle. Okay. Oh, stink. So this morning, Miss Melissa was not here, and so Miss Weedland was here, Tova, and she sent me this, and I wanted to show you, and it was cool. So thank you. I don't know if you knew this or not, but the sub, Tova, you guys all know Tova?
What is it? You want it back?
Yeah, let's quit throwing airplanes, man. Is that cool? Thanks. You can make them. Maybe throw them at the end of class.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it.
Everybody makes it balance.
Okay, now listen. So you guys know this week is Wheatland? Is that how you pronounce it? Tova is her name. She's long term, not Mrs. Bias. She's got short blonde hair.
Short.
Yeah.
Shameen?
No, I like her. Anyways, she did for a long time. She worked in environmental sciences, still does to some degree. And so she was in my class this morning, and we were talking about these cycles, and we were talking about how that cloud comes up, and oh yeah, it's so cool.
Wait a minute. Tell him I said hi.
Yeah, you can all say hi in a second.
Who is it?
Hey,
What's
Nick,
that?
Nick.
All right, so hi Zach, how are you? You doing good? Thanks for joining me, man. That's awesome. That just made my day. I don't know if you do. Anyway, okay, so she then after left my class where we were talking about, remember the river in the sky in the Amazon, okay, and then that river was from that evaporated water, right, and it runs into the Andes, and once it runs into the Andes, it then comes down, okay, and it brings that sediment. She sent this video, and I haven't watched it yet, so let's watch it together. It's minute 4. Here we go. Sediment transport. Okay.
Wait, is that a live stream of your fish?
No, but it looks like it could be, right? So this is just showing, she found this, and it's just showing the flow rate of sediment in the water. So just as we did the flow of water into the soil, this is the flow of sediment, okay, in a fake riverbed. And you can really see that sediment is moving quite quickly. So that was cool. And that was from, let's see, bed load and suspended load sediment transport. Okay, so hey Zach, go to this thing in Google Classroom. Go for Wednesday. All right, so we know that if we talk about the phosphorus cycle, what word do I want you to associate with phosphorus cycle?
Yeah.
Rocks, right?
Good.
What word do I want you to associate with the nitrogen cycle? Bacteria, right? We know that this rock is about how many years old? 1 million years old. We know it's powering this, right, because I'm burning it, and it is creating steam to turn a turbine, and boom. You also know the answer to this question. Why do we eat food? Open doors, right? I need ATP, right, in my body. ATP stands for adenosine tri. What's the P stand for? Phosphate, right? Okay, stick with me here. We know that our DNA, those nitrogenous bases are really, really important. Okay, so we talked on Monday a little bit about the cycling of carbon dioxide. What does ppm stand for? Parts per million, right? And we know that for 800,000 years we had 300 parts per million. What's our current parts per million? 411, right? Good job. Okay, so we're at 411. So I found this, I think I maybe found it last year, and I loved it. It's cheesy, but I like it. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to take a look at this, and let me kind of show you all the pieces. All right, we've got these parameters, so change in fossil fuel use per year, and the fossil fuels are coal and oil and gas. So if you look at this picture over here, you can see the amount of coal that we have, and then the amount of gas we have, and each one of these blocks is 25 gigatons. Okay? we know that carbon dioxide can be stored in soil. We also know that plants take in carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide also goes in the atmosphere, but another place you may not realize where it goes is the ocean. Okay, and we're going to talk in a few minutes about why that's potentially bad. All right, so here I've got the parts per million of CO2 on the y-axis, and on the x-axis I've got years. Here's now, okay, technically it's not really now because this was done in 2010. If you hover over this thing, you can see this is 2010, it says 390 parts per million. Okay, and this is all based on some real data. Okay, notice that I've got a green line, that's the historical. Okay, and then this projected line is right here. Okay, that's what we're projecting. We're projecting that we could be at, look at this, 848 parts per million, okay, in the year 2090. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, we want to see if we can get it at this goal of 550. Still pretty horrible. Okay, but what I need you to do is you need to mess around with these parameters, okay? So let me just give you an example. Everybody look at the screen right now because I don't want you to look at your computer because it's a little confusing. Okay, so I'm going to take this one down. I'm going to take this down just for fun. And you notice this button that says Run Decade. Okay, you just click Run Decade and it's going to go up. And I want you to notice what's happening in the picture too. In the picture, you can see that my coal is gone, okay, and all the carbon dioxide is in the atmosphere and the ocean, okay? All right, and this will tell me that at this point that I'm at 2100, okay? That's if I took away the net deforestation and I didn't change the fossil fuel use per year. Okay, what I need you to do, okay, is to change those so that your line levels out or goes below the red line, okay, no matter how much you click it, okay? Are you all with me on this? Okay, so you're going to toggle these around, okay, and then you're going to change it so that it stays right there or below the red line. Yeah, right there below. And listen, you can't just do this one run decade. You have to do it like several times. Like, notice I'm at year 2100, okay, you got to go beyond that. Isaac, question. Oh, you got something? Okay, you got it, okay. All right, so you are, okay, so you're, oh yeah, you're great. And so, you, okay, that's great, that's awesome. Where's your red line now? I don't see where the red line is. Okay, I see, okay, fantastic, okay. All right, that's really great. Okay, you got that? Okay, good. All right. Why do you think it spiked there and then it went down?
Got it?
No.
Yes.
Take a look at the picture.
Shut up.
Sugar
Mike.
What's in the ocean? Yeah. But why is it like?
I'm
But
almost
why
there.
is this? It spiked and it did go in the ocean, but like now you're going all the way down because you don't have any more left. Yeah, they all ran out. You exhausted your resources.
Shut up.
Yeah, you did it exactly what I was hoping somebody did. You had to find them and find out all the way down, why they go all the way down.
What?
Up is going down.
Yeah, they have the fossil fuels. Yeah, that's no fun, you need that. Yeah, you got it, man, you did it.
Yeah, immediately going
All right,
down.
you're still kind of going
It's
out.
still going. How long?
Yeah, no, it's great.
Come on.
I'm staying steady.
Same.
All right, yeah.
For the year.
I take 300.
Next round.
That's the line that goes straight across.
No. There's
I just looked at your citrus. -4, -4. My
Yeah.
year is at 8,000.
Yeah, great.
Why is it keep going down?
Put everything together for
Whoa, Jack!
Well, look
That
at
was
it.
totally uncalled for.
Allegedly.
Right.
One that touched it.
That's really into the future.
Oh, it's
You
stopped.
got this?
Okay, well,
Yeah.
save level.
Yeah, here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, keep going. You're.
Oh, never mind, I'm at 600 apparently at one flow.
Mine's like,
Yeah.
it's
No,
like.
no, run back there, run back
Chelsea. All right.
Nice.
How do you even say that here? It's like 130.
Yeah, 100.
In the year 25.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go-
I'm at 700. Like 700, 300.
Zach and Kay, are you following me?
600. Wait, Zach's in here?
Yeah, Zach's in here.
Hey, Zach!
Okay, now listen up. Here we go. So most of you were able to really kind of see where we're at, but I want to take this a little step further, and I want you to realize that when you're looking at this is actually a pretty good simulation. Okay, a lot of you did something like this. Maybe you put all your carbon up there, and I loved watching this. Okay, notice what happens just right there. From here to here, things were looking good, right? I mean, I was way above. Okay, I had, at 2100, I had 1,505 parts per million. That would be sheer death for us. Okay, those of you that had a spike, and then that spike went down, notice what happened. Those of you who didn't, I want to make sure everybody sees this. Okay, I increased my change in fossil fuel, decreased my net for deforestation, and as I went up, eventually, boom, I started to go down. And what's happening in the picture there to tell me that I'm in trouble? Okay, what's that? Yeah, ran out of stuff, right? I don't have any more coal. I don't have any more oil and gas. So where is the majority of it? The majority is here in the atmosphere and then in the deep ocean, right? So why is deforestation like key? Why can I not get rid of like that says I'm deforesting a lot, right? Okay. This is I'm not deforesting, or I'm not deforesting. Okay. If I want to do this and this, right? Reset. Okay. Now what's that going to look like, right? Okay. That's going to really be down. Why is increasing the net?
8,800. Oh wait, never mind. I guess it loaded. What?
Deforestation. What do I mean by deforestation? Why are trees important here, folks?
Because it was.
That's what takes in the carbon dioxide.
That's what takes in the carbon dioxide, right? If I decrease the deforestation, right, that's going to keep more carbon dioxide into the plants, right? You all with me on that? Okay, but even if I'm increasing the deforestation, if I decrease the fossil fuel use, then that's pretty good. A lot of you, though, realize that's unrealistic, right? I can't say, boom, we're just going to stop using fossil fuels. So what if we, keep our fossil fuels pretty good, right? And then we just look at, maybe a little bit less deforestation, right? Okay, that's also going to level things out quite a bit. And that's going to keep us sustainable, right? So eventually what's going to happen here is I'm going to toggle right there at that 484, okay? I'm using coal, okay, but I'm not at exponential growth, okay? Does that all make sense? Are you all following me here on this? Okay, any questions about that? So I read this book, and I just want to real quickly read a passage from this about the whole deep ocean, okay? So all of these are carbon sinks. That just means like carbon's going to be stored in plants, carbon's going to be stored in the soil, carbon's going to be stored in deep ocean. And soon I need to talk to, especially my farmers in here, about carbon farming and the importance of good soil, because there could be some money made here, like no joke. Like I could give you some, I might have some insider tips on that, but that's to come. Let me just read this real quickly, okay? So everybody put your Chromebooks down. We'll open them back up in like 2 minutes. But let me just read this to you, because I want you to follow this. And I can't say it as good as Carl Safina does in this book called Lazy Point, The View from Lazy Point, A Natural Year in an Unnatural World. All right, so here we go. Chemistry buffs. This is for you. Any chemistry buffs in here? Maybe like the chemistry stuff? Okay, or maybe you'll find out next year. Okay, when a molecule of carbon dioxide, that's CO2, enters the ocean, it soon finds itself attracted to water. Hubba hubba. Okay, these two molecular parents spawn, that's right, they made a baby, carbonic acid. Okay, that carbonic acid is H2CO3. Okay, which then releases one hydrogen ion, H+. By the way, this is my own little thing. Very soon we're going to be talking about things like pH, okay? And we're going to talk about hydrogen ions and the importance of those in making things acidic, okay? So they release one hydrogen ion, leaving a molecule bicarbonate. That's HCO3 negative. The concentration of those hydrogen ions is measured as pH. The more hydrogen ions, the more acidic. But the lower the pH. A pH of 1 is a very strong acid. Because increasing hydrogen ions push seawater pH towards the acidic end of the scale, this is called ocean acidification, even though the ocean is still slightly alkaline. Compared to before the Industrial Revolution, the upper ocean already has about 30% more hydrogen ions. Okay, and this is the important part. The problem is those hydrogen ions usually bind with carbonate ions. Using up carbonate ions deprives animals like hard corals, clams, snails, and various plankton of building materials for making their calcium carbonate shells and skeletons. Carbonate scarcity slows their growth, they become fragile, and sometimes fairly deformed. Carbonate concentrations in the upper few hundred feet of the ocean have already declined about 10% compared to seawater just before steam engine times, okay? So I need you to understand where carbon is going. In the atmosphere, right now we have 411 parts per million. In the ocean, right, making it more acidic, coral reef's going to die. In plants, which they need that, they like it, it's for food, okay? Stored in soil, because those plants can sink back down into the soil. Or, of course, if you're around for a million years, we might have some more coal. But I'll tell you, we can run. We're not going to run out of coal in your life. Okay, but there's potential. Yes.
Is it possible that we grow bigger fauna?
Oh, that's a good question. Like, where would we grow it? Like bigger fauna in the planet? Yeah, I doubt it. But anything is possible. All right, everybody go back to Google Classroom. Okay, and click on classwork and click on, let's see, you're not apes, you're biology, period 1. Click on the 4.2 questions. This is super easy, and I would love, what time are we out of here? Okay, it is great, that's awesome. So today, 49, okay, you can at least get a few of these done. Okay, here's the question. What is the difference between a niche and a habitat? What is a resource? Find a picture of a mutualistic relationship, place it here. Number 4, find a picture of a parasitic relationship and place it here. And 5, find a picture of a commensalistic relationship. By the way, that's commensalism, not communism. Very different, very different. Okay, and by the way, I will tell you, if you want to put my favorite parasitic relationship, what's that?
Are we parasites?
Oh, it's my fifth period biology one. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, what'd you say?
Parents and children.
No. It's my favorite, and you can look it up, and it's amazing. It's the botfly.
Ew, those
See,
are
anybody ever
nasty.
seen a
The
bop?
growing-
I highly recommend in your spare time, YouTubing bop fly.
No, don't do it.
Oh, it's
Don't
good.
do it. That's
It's
nasty.
so good.
Bop flies.
No, it's not. It's
Oh my gosh, it is the coolest thing ever. Bop flies. Folks,
No.
look up the bop flies.
Don't do it.
Okay?
Don't do it.
All right. Kay, Zach, do you have any questions?
They did.
Zach, thanks so much. I know you're not here today, so thanks for joining me. That is the coolest. So I appreciate you joining. Thank you so much. All right.
Especially whenever they get kind of like head.
Say goodbye to everybody. There you go. Bye. 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 Okay. All right.